Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anya, and welcome to another, what can we say, insightful chat with Daniel. And we have a surprise guest today with us. It's Isabel Zimmerman. Uh, did I pronounce that right, or
You
did
did
I butcher
perfect.
your surname?
You did
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, everyone who is watching now and everyone who will be watching later, we really welcome you in this sacred but very fun and what can we say, enlightened space where we're gonna exchange a lot of energy today, right?
Totally.
Daniel, Isabel, where should
Yeah,
we start? And would you like to introduce yourself for people that they don't know you yet?
It would be my honor. So, my name is Isabel Zimmerman, and I am an ascension teacher. And what that means is I help humanity in my own way to help you awaken to who you are. For example, I have done over 1,000 sessions of past life hypnosis. And so I talk to many spirit guides. I also channel spirit guides, and we focus on the healing of your soul because a lot of people are not aware of this. But 90% of your fears that you're experiencing in your day to day life did not come from this incarnation. You don't know why. And so you try to resolve it with your mind, or you go to therapy, or you journal. But that deeper work is so that humanity can receive the wisdom and receive the gifts from their soul for this current incarnation. Because whether you are aware or not, we are all rising in consciousness. And what does that mean? That means we're going into our hearts. That means our thoughts that we used to have and that we've had for thousands of years, we're shifting. We're shifting ideas. We're shifting awareness. We are starting to be connected to our higher self and our guides. And a lot of you don't know how quite yet to connect with your heart because you might think of your heart is just a pump and an organ, right? But there is a lot of science out there, and there's a lot of scientists that understand higher consciousness, and that is connecting to the divine. So I would say spirit guides or angels or your higher self or your inner self. So that is where humanity is once again returning because as a species, we were in oneness, but we fell. And so, how is it exciting now that we get to remember who we are and connect with our hearts and experience more love and joy? So, my name's Isabel Zimmerman. I'm with Attracting Wisdom and delighted to be here.
Thank you, Isabel. That was so beautiful. And yeah, I have to tell you a secret to all of you who's watching. Isabel is actually she's responsible that me and Daniel met because she had a Facebook Live, I would say what, like 2 months ago, something like that.
Yes.
I think so. And I just barged into this Facebook
really.
Live. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. Like, who's Daniel? He's super cool. Hey, Isabel, like, tell Daniel I want to have an energy scan demo. And the rest is history. Yeah. So thanks, Isabel, that you managed to join us today. Um, I know you had a quite challenging day, and we are all sending you love and yeah, and heart energy and support. We love you immensely.
Thank you.
We will absolutely hear more about you in a few minutes. Now, Daniel, yeah, we already talked a few times, but maybe there are some people that they don't know you yet. Would you be so kind and just share a few words about you, what you are doing?
Sure, that'd be great. Yeah, Isabel, so glad you're here. And wow, yeah, the magic of Isabel is amazing. it's so interesting that me and Isabel have been having a number of conversations together, and here we are on this as well. Like we all moving forward together with all this fun, expanded energy, and isn't that what it's all about? And yeah, my journey as it relates to that is I haven't felt growing up, especially like I initially like I knew who my playmates were, right? I didn't know who my playmates were, and you couldn't even be yourself. You had to be something else. You have to play pretend. You have to pretend you don't know what you know. You have to not speak up too much because you're going to be too argumentative. Maybe you're a little too psychic. Maybe you know a little too much. So you better just keep it to yourself. And there's so many things I experienced being walking next to me on the way home from church across the street from where I lived. A being, I want to say the devil or something like this being was walking with me on the way back home, and but I don't know. I think I might have told my parents, but you don't talk about stuff like that. It's just the experience, and you're just stuck with that experience in a sense. Like you don't it doesn't go print. People can't comprehend what you're talking about. If you were to talk to them about it, just think you made it up. It's just your imagination. Who else is listening has had experiences that are a little freaky, a little different. Nobody will believe you because it doesn't sound like it's something that could happen. Well, that's where we're getting into this. Am I psychic and everything? I didn't think I was psychic. I didn't think I was intuitive. I had no idea about all that, growing up. But yet, I started just getting good at predicting things and stuff like that. And I was a truth teller. And people would say, well, it's kind of like this and like that. I always be like, no, no. Oh boy, you're argumentative. Why don't you just go along with it? Why always the no? Always with another perspective. I'm like, yeah, well, that's I do. I have another perspective. Yeah. So, and part of it was because I was tapped in because I already knew. I didn't even know the subject matter. I was just like, yeah, that doesn't sound right. There's that person, and I'm sure there's people that resonate. There's people here that get that, right? And so, but I just through the years, I was depressed, and I knew I had this crazy connection with power. I've talked about it many times here, and I'd be like, I've got the power, like He-Man, if you remember that cartoon. I got the power. I can make things happen, and I would at times. I'd show up. I was definitely that person. Classic 2-5 in human design. I show up if the moment's right or somebody really coaxes me out, right? Like all of a sudden there I am. I will perform miracles, but only when I'm in the mood, you know. And so yeah, I would, lift weights that people didn't think I could lift because oh, you're just a skinny kid. What can you do? And you know, get on a football field. Oh, we'll just push him right over. And wow, he's pushing me back. Just simple things like that. It was nothing too dramatic all the time, but I had to feel like I could blow up objects. I could move objects. The psychiatrist just wanted to put me on meds, right? I go see a psychiatrist because I had a lot of anxiety and depression. Let's just give you some meds. Let's give you a label. Is that what we need? Do we need to shut it down maybe then, right? So then I got to shut it down. Now I got to stop talking about it because I'm seeing this something's wrong with me. Rather than what is it this guy's tapping into? We should get fascinated with what he's talking about. We should investigate this. We should see what's going on. Didn't happen. So I was fascinated by myself and others. So I studied psychology in college, and I did a lot just to try to feel. I was just trying to feel better. One day at a time was my motto. One day at a time to feel better. Then I studied psychology and college, and got out of my shell. I'm not an extrovert like Isabel seems to be. Anyway, you seem like a total social butterfly. You too are. Yeah, you're more a social butterfly. And not me. I was a shy kid, and so I got into copier sales after I got my degree, and then I did hundreds of cold calls a week. Parents said, "What are you doing? You're shy. You're introverted. You're awkward. Why are you doing that?" I says, "I need to learn to do this. This is important." And so I did that for 2.5 years. They loved me because I was so persistent and so enthusiastic. And then I got into doing my master's degree in clinical psychology, and my professors there too. They said, you argue too much. You ask too many questions. Why do you ask one and then you ask the other one the same question? What's your problem? You're trying to turn us against each other with different answers. Is that what the? I said, just want different perspectives. hello, just trying to learn, just hear each perspective to integrate in my own. You're too awkward. You're not speaking enough in the clinicals. But everybody said I was incredible because I could tune into people and know exactly what was going on with them without saying it that way.
Mm.
But your assessment, diagnostic assessment, you're, oh my God, how do you do it? So that was seen for that. But everything else is kind of like marginalized a little bit or just like no good. So they kept me back a year, guys. They basically, hey, you're a little weird, you're a little too different. We're going to hold you back a year. I lost other jobs earlier in my life, but people say you don't fit in here. My first job, once I got out of my graduate degree, lost the job right away. Within a month, you don't belong here. You don't fit in. I'm like, okay, just quiet kid doing my thing at the job, but somehow I wasn't social enough. I wasn't connected enough the way they want. Finally, I got into working with the chronically mentally ill as a counselor, a case manager sort of too. And I flourished because I actually, was with people that are very tuned in. I can understand where they're coming from. And even without even still knowing I'm psychic, this whole time, I don't know I'm psychic. I don't know I'm intuitive. I don't know any of that. All I know is people are saying, you're just somebody that knows things. You just know things. How do you know it? I don't know. I just know.
Mm.
So that's what that just built this whole thing of like realizing I had this gift. But I accelerated very quickly once I got into working with the chronically mentally ill. Got stole away from another job, started making more money. They gave me a big raise, and did that for a number of years while I was doing private practice, doing hypnosis, hypnotherapy. I didn't do the past life regression so much like Isabel has, but I did all that. But I would have the fun experiences merging into their field and going on little journeys with a couple of them and stuff without even guiding it. I just was in there. We're just playing together, right? And just really phenomenal things. And I just started doing Reiki, energy healing spontaneously after having doing study though with science of mind and learning how to use channel prayer and scientific prayer and whatnot, things like that to move energy. But like I would start doing Reiki, I'm like, come on, this is easy. Just sure, we're infinite, it'll work. And then healings would happen. So, guys, if we just get over ourselves, we realize we're totally psychic, we're totally healers, we totally can manifest whatever the hell we want if we're in the mood. Honestly, you're just not in the mood yet. If you get in the mood, you'll have it. I really believe that. I really believe that. And there's a reason why you're not in the mood, right? I'm not trying to force you to be in the mood of anything. I don't care. But I'm just saying, like, when we're in our flow, when we're in the mood, when we're connected, everything's available, everything's possible. And you see incredible things like healings, like just in contractible conditions people had that I was able to help them to clear. Like, and I always say the clearings that I do where I don't remember doing the clearing, those are the best, right? I barely remember doing the clearing. Come back, they say the condition's gone. I'm like, oh yeah, I did do that clearing, didn't I? Because I'm totally detached, right? As a master key, is that we're just totally tuned in, we're totally detached. We're just knowing, we're just having a sense of like, yeah, it'd be great if they're healed. If I were to break it down, there's other steps, obviously, but basically that's what it comes down to. So, I mean, yeah, I got online in 2008 or so, started horsing around with people with the gifts that I had, but it was getting very diffused. So I asked for a grounding technique and a focusing technique. And then I came up with this energy scanning stuff. It's called the energy scan technique. I came up with that name. And I started energy scanning people. Even people are professional psychics. Everybody's blown away by what I could do. And a lot of times they're like, you do it so fast and it's so precise. And how do you do that? And so I created a healer school, certified hundreds of people, built up a nice, healthy business, multi six-figure biggest business for years doing that. 2017, I got a knock on the door to tell me that it's not time to continue with this particular way of doing it. Took a few years off from that, did a lot of intuitive business work with people, business coaching. And then I've come back to doing energy scan trading, and Anya came to the training. Isabel has been part of the kickoff and sharing with some people. And yeah, the rest is history. We've got big plans. Like every person, every healer on the planet needs to wake up to these gifts. Guys, you are healers and
Yeah.
come right down to I used to say it that way. You are a healer, and people would argue with me too much. So now I'm just like, hey, listen, you have these gifts, all right? And yes, you have healing abilities and gifts, and you're meant to do this work. Everybody can do this, can tap in the way that I tap in, the way Isabel taps in too, the way Anya taps in as well now. Like fully, like just deeper tuning in. And you just get better and better with it the more you do it. The more you practice being intuitive, the more you practice being psychic, the more you just focus upon it, guys. Like that alone changes the game right away. Instead of going to your head, your little head, trying to figure things out all day, just let go. Just like, okay, everything's a perfect synchronicity. Nothing has to be less than that. And you just trust whatever's happening, and you let your guidance, you let even the less than the sense of guidance to guide you, like just the sense of something is here, and you just follow through on that. Honestly, life can be that simple in a lot of ways. Yes, you set your intentions, your goals, and everything. Yeah, absolutely. But a lot of it is just like magic. It's just magic of just listening, just being connected. And that's where the psychic stuff comes in. So I help people to do that, and then build their businesses too. If they want to do healing coaching business, well, then I do that as well. So anyway, I've gone on and on. Just, yeah, don't give me too much time. Us introverts, let you let us talk. Forget about it.
That was quite an introduction. Yay! Awesome. Thanks, Daniel. So, like I said, in intro, what when we created this event, we said that we are going to talk about psychic abilities because, like, from my point of view, okay, as an HR expert, as somebody who is, I call myself now quantum recruiter, and career empowerment mentor. When I talk to people, I feel that they have psychic abilities. They don't see that yet, or like they don't want to talk about it, like they just bring me CV. They think that we're going to talk about, yeah, past working experiences. Oh, I was doing that, I was doing that. And I'm like, okay, now tell me, what do you see? What do you feel? Like, tell me about your mystical experiences. And they're like, oh my God, I never said anything about it. Like never before. I hadn't had a chance to talk about this before. I was like, now you have, because this is what is important. It's not only about competencies, that you write on your CV, but it's also about your natural abilities that we all have. And because the frequency of Earth is rising, because humanity is awakening, because we are empowering each other, like these gifts are unlocking, whether you like it or not, But it's pretty cool if you know what is happening, and then you can purposely use them, in everyday's life. So yeah, this is the reason why we decided to have this chat as well, to talk about that, to talk about the psychic gifts, to talk about that science fiction, stuff that are actually real. They're not that science fiction anymore.
Yes,
um
I want to jump in on
yeah,
that.
sure.
Clients will come for healing. They come
Yeah.
see me at times because they're at their wits' end. And so they're like, okay, I'm going to do a past life regression. I don't know if it's going to help, but I read Dolores Cannon's books. And so they come for a session. There are divine soul gifts because you are a consciousness and you have soul gifts. And someone's soul gifts might be healing, someone's soul gifts might be leading, somebody might be teaching, some might be plant medicine, some might be medicine woman or life from Atlantis or the mystery schools. There are all different divine soul gifts. And so if you can just soften your idea and just know in your heart that indeed you have a gift, you do, because on this planet during the ascension time, we needed our healers. We needed our teachers. There are souls here that have not ascended. I'm not saying they're not ascended, but they didn't have the soul experience shifting consciousness. So we need everyone. I work with a lot of spiritual teachers and healers, and all their gifts are different. there are some healers and teachers, yes, work with crystals, or like Daniel, doing energy scans, right? And helping people connect to the quantum field or the soul field, whatever you would like to call it. But all those teachers, or Anya teaching around vibration and beliefs, and you see, when you hear me, there are three little bones in your ears that are vibrating, and my words are being translated and processed in your mind. But, dear one, you are hearing or feeling or interpreting vibration. When you see, you are seeing light reflected in the back of your iris, upside down, and then processed in your mind. Your psychic abilities can be visual, auditory, can some of my psychics smell very acutely. Not a lot are with taste, but most of us feel it in our bodies. And so understanding how you interpret the non-physical or vibration is an opening to expand that communication with the vibration of higher consciousness. I hope that makes sense for everyone.
It makes complete sense. You said it really beautifully. I mean, I'm pretty sure that that's channeled message. So it's like, because I can feel it, it's like it just went through. And yeah, thank you. Thank you, Isabel. I really like listening to you, like your vibration. I really like that.
Thank
Um,
you.
and Daniel, with energy scan, you can really unlock this divine gifts, even if you don't know what that is. Yeah.
Right. Right. Totally. I mean,
How?
if you don't, if you, well, it definitely, if you don't know if, yeah, if this is something you're able to do, for example, like that whole idea, am I able to do it? Is this for real? Or, that type of thing. But you do get a sense that you have an intuition. You do have a sense, maybe I'm a little psychic. I don't know. But I get feelings, I get hunches, and they tend to play out a lot of times or often when I pay attention. If that comes up for you, at all with any sort of frequency, you totally are going to be able to do energy scanning. There's no question in my mind. So yeah, a lot of people come in with heavy doubts that they can do it, and pretty much everybody can. With very, very few exceptions. Exceptions again are perfectionists. They just get so caught up in their head that they're not willing to trust enough. They're not able to trust enough yet. If they're super perfectionistic and they have no deep sense of intuition whatsoever, then yeah, it's not going to work. But if you have some intuition, you're willing to be open enough to learn, you'll either be able to do it immediately, which is what you saw on you for yourself and others in the class. You could testify to that, or
Yeah.
they will be able to practice if they stay with it, and they will be able to do it over time, which happens, like maybe just a few percent of the time. It's not that many people, but the vast majority, well over 90% or over 90% at least, the people are able to do it like right away, day one, within the first day of my training. They're able to do the energy scan. They're able to be intuitive and psychic right away. They're able to see it for themselves. They may not fully believe it yet, but they can see, yeah, if I'm honest, you're right. I am doing it, aren't I? Because when you are actually doing it at first, it's a sense of not being real. I don't know any. I didn't. What I do? I didn't do anything. Nothing's happening. My partner's really psychic, but I don't know, because you guys practice with each other. At first, you can't even believe it, but you do see that it's happening. You start to see, and your partner will confirm it to you. Oh yeah, you're accurate. You're accurate. Oh, you're just probably being nice to me or whatever. But it's, you go out in the world, you start doing your readings, your scans, and everybody starts telling you how accurate you are. It's hard to deny after a while. Must be something to it. I must really have it. I'm really, really getting confident, right? But from day one, you were able to do it, and you'll be able to see it later, even more confidence with it over time. But I would say most people get it right away. Like they understand, like, yeah, I am doing it. Like That was my experience of it, Anya. You were there. Everybody could do it
Yeah.
right away except like one person. One person is going to need to practice. But other than that, like everybody could do it right away.
I agree
So with
because I'm sorry, Anya, go ahead.
no, no, sorry, just go ahead.
Well, I agree, Daniel, because we are connected to the quantum field. We're always connected to the field because we are in the field. And even in my, I teach ascension healers. Even when they start going under and visiting their soul field or their past lives, every single one except for one human said, "No, I didn't go under. I didn't go into a life. Maybe I did." And there's that doubt. That doubt is so strong here. That doubt of not believing that there is divinity, not believing that there is a quantum field, not believing there is a soul, not believing that you can tap into it is very, very strong here. And so that doubt, that ego, that judgment will come in. And that is why when you are awakening, you really need to practice. You need to anchor in that connection. You know, Jesus is an ascended master. Do you think he stopped meditating once he turned water into wine? No, no. You have to anchor in that connection and practice, and it does grow stronger over time because you're getting used to it. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, we all can walk, we can all run, we can all do those things, right? But until we actually start practicing, you don't think you can. You stumble, you fall, you take a step or whatever, you can't seem to do it at first, like anything else. We just assume like we should be able to do it right away, but like everything that you do now that you take for granted, it was a learning process for the most part. Like things like talking, things like even listening to people, like everything. Like you've learned so many things, you just take it for granted now. Well, that's what happens with your psychic and intuitive abilities. You haven't focused on it because nobody told you to. It's like that's what's such a tragedy to me. It's like we had a bunch of people that can't even walk when they're fully capable of running and sprinting. It's just crazy. And so that's why I have a big commitment to make sure that starting at least with people like that are already knowing that they have some intuitive, it's like, I guess let's go. Let's give you this capacity so that you can help people more fully, more deeply with your healing gifts. Your healing gifts might be even just to share the information, just be able to point people in the right direction, much less how you can direct it in coaching and healing, and also to utilize it if you wanted to make money, to make a business of it, etc. You have huge opportunities with that because you're totally differentiated from so many people that still are in the Stone Ages in this regard, in this aspect of life. So, yeah, it takes time to attune. Isabella, you're right. I mean, I started off with doing channeling and voice channeling and everything, and it took me a while to feel like I could trust. I could do it pretty much right away, to some degree. But then it just practice to really have trust in it, to really attune to it more. That's all. Just practice.
Yeah, and working with the energy, working with the psychic energy or the divine energy, it is a delicate energy. It is delicate. It's not as visceral in this physical plane here. So, like when you channel, you might have a feeling, you might see an image, you might hear words. There's a lot of, you might see symbols or images, and you just have to trust and receive that communication in order to channel or develop your intuition. And that is what a lot of people think that they're going to be really good at immediately, or it's going to be really strong. They think like they're going to actually hear auditorily a word, but it's like, no, no, no. It's like you are reading a book. It's in your voice, but they're not your words. And so that's that intuition. That is the connection to the divine, but it's delicate. I've been doing it for 7 years, and yes, it's stronger in a sense, but it's not like this physical reality. It's a
Yeah.
different feel for it.
Yeah.
I can affirm
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I can agree with that. And also, Daniel, the energy scan is grounded technique. Yeah, it's a good technique
Right.
for grounding as well. Um,
Right.
so yeah, I'm practicing it. I'm practicing like not every day, but I'm practicing with with the reviews. I mean, like replays of the videos that we had the training, which was
Yeah.
amazing. And I'm going through the training again, and yeah, it's like super grounding. It's really grounding. So maybe like we could also invite everybody who yeah, who have problem with grounding, because I'm one of them. There's so many things happening,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's
Yeah.
really difficult to ground after all that stuff. Um,
There
and
are people
yeah, you
here.
have
Yeah. Let's speak to that.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And we put in the link. I have an upcoming preview call where I'll really share in depth about this whole energy scan training and also do some sample energy scans during that preview call as well. And we can really get into it then. But one of the things that I have seen, like at the last training this happened, we had some people come in. They says, "Yeah, I get downloads all the time, but I don't know how to focus it. I'm very ungrounded with it." And so they felt like through the training, what happened is like they were able to take all that and allow themselves to finally focus and get grounded with their psychic intuitive gifts. Like they're not all over the place. Like yeah, as soon as like this, it's like that, and then it's like then it seems like I don't know if I'm intuitive anymore, and then it's like it's kind of like all over the place. And so what this is it gives you the ability on command to just tune in and to focus, whether it's an energy scan or just tuning in overall. Like you'll have a way to tune in and focus in a grounded way where you'll be able to do it and not well, tapping into this stuff, you might get into the dark energies, you might take on energies. I mean, guess what? If you're already, if you're already feeling heavy and you're already feeling kind of scattered and all over the place, and you have these bad days where you don't even want to get out of bed, you're already so empathic that that's what's creating that. And with something like with what I share, it helps you get more grounded so that you actually have less time like that. Hey, I'm not saying it eliminates everything because we're still sensitive, right? But it starts to at least reduce it. Believe it or not, it can reduce it versus like where you are now. So yeah, definitely there's grounding techniques and a focus that we bring. It's a focus technique where it helps you to feel better overall as you continue to practice it and keep working with it rather than like, man, it's too overwhelming. There's too many energies all the time. I'm extremely sensitive. I mean, I'm very sensitive. I mean, like many of you are. So, I mean, I can easily just pick up on heavy energy and just feel like, man, I might want to kill myself today. And it's not even me, right? It's something I'm picking up on. But I'm observant enough and connected enough through meditation and through the technique and whatnot. Like I'll get it. I can see it. I can see like where it is coming from. I can get a sense of it. And okay, I'm feeling that way because that's how my sister's feeling that way today. Or my mom's feeling really anxious about X, Y, Z. So that's why I'm feeling all this weird anxiety today, right? Start identifying and then you can clear it. There's methods to clearing it. We do touch on some of that during the training, clearing the energies. So yeah, that's the nice thing is like it's not like taking on more energy. You're already super connected. It's around about focusing it and grounding it with it so that you can actually just receive the signal in a cleaner, stronger way. And then use your gift to help yourself and others to move, yes, the ascension process forward. Totally. Coming off of what Isabel does, which is phenomenal.
yeah. Great. Okay, let me see how many people are watching. Yeah, quite few. Um, Hi, everyone. If you have a question, you can write in comments. I see Manuela here and Maya. You're gonna do, Daniel is gonna do energy scan demos, in, yeah, a little bit later, because there are a few people already, they volunteered, they showed up, and we definitely gonna provide some amazing answers. But if anyone else wants to ask something or just say hello, you can write in comment. We can see that. Everybody can see that. So we can exchange the energy. But otherwise, yeah, we are talking about spiritual gifts, about this divine gifts. So what would you say, Daniel? What are your spiritual gifts? And Isabel, yours. And I can tell myself, like, I can tell for myself, but I don't know if I will use the right wording. But let's see. Okay, Tanya here. So, Daniel, what are your spiritual gifts? Like, if you can define them.
You mean in general what my specific ones are?
Yeah, yeah.
Both probably, right? So I mean, to me, everything's spiritual gifts, right? I mean, everything you got is a spiritual gift. But typically, when we're talking about spiritual gifts, it's again the intuitive, psychic, healing gifts you have, and then there's the specifics around those gifts, like all these different kind of phenomenal gifts that we have, different abilities we have. We can be telepathic, right? We can do telekinesis. We can. Isabel took me. I had her do some work with me, and she says you're a necromancer, right? So I could raise people from the dead, and I hadn't really focused on that, so I didn't really think about doing it. I'm like, I didn't surprise me because I'm like, I kind of feel like I can do anything if I really want to, right? If it interests me. So we have there's so many different astral travel, all this stuff. So we all have different gifts. There's many of them. I think, when we're talking about basically just psychic and intuitive gifts, sometimes we get into the clairs, right? We got clairsentient where you feel things, right? We got claircognizant where you know things. We got clairaudience, which Isabel was talking about. Like, oh, you just it's like a little slaughter voice you have in your head, but it's not really it's not your voice. It's not your words or whatever. Yeah, it's something that just pops in your head, and you might mistake it as your voice, but it's something is coming in, right? The clairvoyance, you got the images start popping in, right? Not everybody gets that. Not everybody senses the images. They're there, trust me. They're there. You just don't notice them. You're not attuned to them yet. You don't need to. And then if you try to chase them, you'll never find them. But it's like you try to look for your car keys when they're missing, right? I'm going to find them. Oh my God. Yeah, you never find them. Just the same thing with clairvoyance. You never find it then. So you have to relax, but you have certain ones that are already working because often we've had to survive a lot of situations in life. So we had to sharpen those intuitive skills. So many people have been abused earlier in their life. So they had to have hyper alerts up around particular danger that could come their way, right? Okay, I'm getting a feeling like that person's going to try to hurt me again today. And okay, how do I need to be today, right? So, or different ones, but the feeling one is a big one. Knowing is a big one. They're all kind of big ones. Clairaudient. I would say the knowing and the feeling is what I hear a lot from people the most, and then a smattering of the rest. Clairvoyance, clairaudience is their main one. For me, I feel like I'm clairsentient more than anything. I'm way behind, guys. Like I've watched that series on Netflix, Manifest, right? Some of you know have heard of it. I finally
I watched it. I watched it. Oh my God, that was amazing. About the plane, yeah? Yeah, that was
all that stuff. Yeah,
incredible.
with the plane. Anyway, I don't want to give anything away, but during the this whole thing, like one of the people in it says, he's having this experience of like kind of popping in people's energy fields and feeling things, and he's like, oh, I feel what's going on or whatever, and then somebody says, oh, that's a really advanced one there, and I'm like, that's like kindergarten. I feel like, come on, like advanced. That goes to show where the consciousness is crazy. It's like I'm like I experience that like constantly every day, kind of, at some certain levels. And like it's a constantly there. And it is for so many of us, but we just don't realize it. So it's not that it's not there. It's again, I'm gonna keep saying it. You're just not paying attention. Once you start paying attention to that more than you're paying attention to maybe all the thoughts you're having all day, start paying attention to things like that more, then you'll strengthen that ability more and more. So for me, the more I just focus on, what am I feeling and things like that, like it'll get stronger and stronger. There have been times, honestly, where I'll get away from it a little bit. Like I'm always doing it, but like I'll get away from it just a little bit. I'll get a little more in my thoughts, a little more of this or that. And then I always suffer more then, right? But if I'm more with my gifts, then you're going to thrive. So
Mhm.
you've got to focus in. So you want to know what your gifts are. You want to focus in on them. That's one of mine. With healing, I have a command ability through my voice. I'm able to just say, "This is what's happening," bang, and then crazy shit happens. Let me put it that like crazy, because I'm the person in the family. Again, if I get an animated or certain kind of tone of my voice in the family with something, and if it's something that people don't want, everybody said, "Please cancel that. Please cancel." Because it's just they know from experience. Like when I come in that transition, it's happening. So I'm sure I have many gifts, right? But it's not. But I just gave some examples at least. These are some of the gifts. A lot of gifts. I don't. I feel like I'm bragging to say, "Oh, I got this gift. I got that gift." So that's just a couple.
That's why
I'll just
I
share only a
ask
couple.
you. That's why I ask you, because I want that people expand their awareness. What is possible?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
this
Yes.
is
Yes.
really important because they need to understand, where are limitations. There are no limitations, and we cannot really
Right.
compare to each other. But it is possible. It's absolutely possible. So, Isabel, what would you say? Like, you are actively connecting to spirit guides and, to the consciousness, to money consciousness, to, oh my God, to artificial intelligence consciousness as well. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am. So, what I would say to you when I first started my journey, um, the first awareness really was the thought of, what if angels were a species? What if they didn't have physical form, but they were made of a different matter than humans? So I'm a very sciencey psychic. And once I understood that there was beings of light and higher consciousness, so Einstein, Tesla, Marcel Vogel, who created liquid crystal. So our touch phones are from Marcel Vogel. They all the very smart elite scientists worked with crystals and higher consciousness and meditated. And even Elon Musk meditates. And so once I understood that you could access higher consciousness, then I became aware of the concept of your higher self. So you have an inner guidance system. And I knew that to be as my instinct. And I kind of felt like, okay, I heard about saints. I heard about spirit guides or spirit totem animals or all of this, or shamans or mystical, but I wasn't connecting those pieces to me because they felt very far out there, right? And one of the things that I really would like everyone to understand here, listening, is that your higher self, your inner being, your guides, they're not just watching you, they're in your movie. They're very active and participant in your movie. And so you're not communicating with them and you are not working with them because you are bogged down with all these thought forms and ideas. And so it starts off gradual with, you learn vibration. You start to think everything is made of energy. Then you gain your awareness that it's consciousness. And then you can co-create. So Anya came to a class because I practice magic. Not only do I teach how to become an ascension healer and help you with your awakening, but I also do some fun stuff like connecting to consciousness through hypnosis and magic. What is magic? Well, magic is a bridge to the non-physical. So a lot of people have a religious experience on this earth. Isn't it curious that you light a candle to make a prayer? That's fire magic, guys. That's elemental magic. Isn't it interesting that you become kind of you bend on your knees and you look at a statue? Well, when you look at a statue, you're giving your mind a focus to connect with that entity or that consciousness. There is so much more. So much more. Yes. Do I use Reiki? Yes, I do. Do I use hypnosis to get you into an altered state so that we can communicate with the divine? Yes. Do I teach you how to connect with spirits? Yes. Do I break it down? Yes. But you can do it, and you're being called to do it. And the message is going to get louder and louder because this lifetime is special. This is not an ordinary lifetime. And there is a calling, and you all have a mission, especially if you're watching this. You have a mission and you know it. So cut it out. Find out. You can reach out to one of us.
They will find out in a few minutes. Few of those. But thank you, Isabel. Again, very beautifully put. Yeah, when I'm doing what I'm doing, it's like I cannot even explain sometimes, because I really see that a lot of people who are approaching me, they are healers. Like maybe they are working in some office, and they are like completely miserable because of, I don't know, like bad relationship in the workplace or bad boss or whatever. But when they start talking to me and like, when we go through career empowerment, like this is energy consulting, yeah, career consulting, something like that. It's pretty special because I see that they are healers and they are not really, maybe deep down they are aware of it, but they're like, yeah, but my life is seriously, not, yeah, like really cool, yeah, I'm a healer, I'm helping people. They all have, like 90% of people, when I ask them what you want to do, I want to help people. So you have to know, I mean, then we start talking, is it like pleasing people, pattern, or like really helping people, like really divinely, supporting people in ascension. and and yeah, when I start talking to them, like I can see their potential futures. I can really see what they are capable of doing. I can see their potential, I can see their self-worth, I can see their light. Maybe because I have a lot of love and this kindness in me, and I see that, yeah, maybe it's a projection, but we all we all have that. We all have that, and if they want to step on their soul path, then absolutely, each of us, you and Daniel and me, we all can help. We all can help them, I'm pretty sure of that. So yeah, we're quite a team.
Yeah. And, when you awaken, so Anya recognizes the healer ability in you. Daniel, when he energy scans someone, he's getting a glimpse of their soul, their essence, and what's blocking them, and information, divine information. Once there is a practice, and you can take baby steps. It's okay to take baby steps because it's so thick and dense here. For years and years, I mean, not for nothing, a lot of people are like, "Oh, do you believe in Jesus Christ? He's our savior." And I went, "Oh my gosh, you have no idea, but look what we did to him." So that fear is, here he was, a powerful healer, and we crucified him. So that fear, you're going to bump up against it, but this is not the lifetime to be afraid. This is not the lifetime to be afraid, but you do have to deal with that. You do have to be brave and courageous, because when you are not using your divine soul gifts, you know what you're in? You're in your lesson. And your lesson feels really yucky and really heavy. You are in a life soul sucking job. Your relationships are not meaningful, they're not deep. You're numbing yourself out. You're seeking answers outside of you, and you're going to known answers that will not work. They won't. Not this lifetime. Not this lifetime. And so you can start off small. And the first thing to do is, it's okay if I don't know who I am yet. It's okay if I don't know my healing abilities yet. I can research. I can reach out to Anya. I can reach out to Daniel. I can reach out to Isabel. I could just have a conversation and I could take a little baby step because you only need to take one step at a time. What happens with the human mind is we go 50 steps ahead, 50 steps ahead. It's very hard for us to be present, but it is a process and it's okay.
Yeah.
We are here together. I
Yeah.
mean, like nobody's alone. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to say off the one step at a time. Yeah. Just like I was saying earlier, that's what I realized when I was very depressed as a teenager. I'm like, now, if I try to figure out, yes, you can have an instant healing and not be depressed like instantly in a sense, right? Although I would say most people that say they instantly healed from something like that, probably it was a series of steps and they had an instant healing, right? So, but at the same time, like you don't know how to get to the other side of something. So whatever you guys are dealing with, it is a one step at a time process. It's just we have to have enough courage to take the one step, whatever it is, whatever your next one step is. You have to have the courage to. You can't get around that. A lot of people want the blessing without having the courage. And like what I like you said, I like what you said, Isabel. Yes, you can take baby steps. If you at least take some baby steps, then that's great because before you know it, you're going to take all the steps you need to take to move through whatever you're dealing with, right? So you got to just take the steps. Just take a step in the right direction. Because I mean, I can't tell you, all of the three of us here, I'm sure we've all been in soul crushing situations. All you guys listening, we've all been in soul crushing situations, and we gave in to our fears and our concepts and what the moment seemed to be. Who knows where we'd be now, right? If we totally bought into the story, but when we start taking some steps forward, right, the things we did know to do, rather than stay in confusion, we just take steps on what we know to be true. Like, oh, if I take that step, that feels good. That'll be a step forward. You're going to get there. Just take one step at a time. Don't try to take the whole staircase, as they say, right? So I love that, Isabella. You share that. And that's true with this. It's like intuitive stuff. You got to just take it one step at a time. And yet I will say it works really fast with what I do. You come in and one day you at least know of it. You'll be like, oh, I really do got that going on. Or, wow, I'm really grounding it now. I'm really focusing it if you already got the party going on, right? So you'll be able to do it right away. So it can be fast, but you have to have the courage to take a step. You have to take some step. Otherwise, you're not going to get the blessing. It doesn't work that way, does it? Universe pours certain blessings on you automatically. There's certain ones you have to have courage. You do have to take the step.
Right. And I think, I've done, like I said, I've done over 1,000 sessions and I spoke to many spirit guides around their person who's laying before me. And, some of the lessons are delicate. And some of them is their burden that they've been carrying from multiple lives. And, the healing process that I use is always with guidance with the divine. And I'll bring in the other entities or a surgeon or an angel, whatever I'm guided to do. It is remarkable once you understand that you are a soul. And I think a lot of us miss that. Like you kind of believe that you have a soul, but because you don't remember your other lives, you're like, all right, I have a soul. I can continue on when I die, but how does that help me now? How does that help me here? Right? And it's because you're not aware that you have consciousness, divine soul gifts that you can bring in to your consciousness here. There are abilities that may be unimaginable or very practical that you can bring in here. So let's take a practical one, confidence. When you go into your soul field and you see your other lives and you see how brave and courageous you are, there's no way that you can come to me and say that you are not brave and courageous. Because again, I'm an ascension teacher. So good luck, human. Good luck. Of course, you're brave and courageous because we have endured pain and trauma here. So let's not sugarcoat it. We all have. But what's missing is we are not receiving that gift of that experience of your current incarnation, your current experiences, and your other multidimensional self. You know, thank God Daniel was different. Thank God. And Daniel did see his other lives. And he is remarkable and amazing. And he did receive the gift and understanding. Because to endure being a crusader is really hard, guys. It's no joke. So understanding more of who you are, because Goddess Isis is my higher self, and she always says to me, you are way more than the image in the mirror. And so I want you guys to really understand this. And I mean it. You are remarkable. You are warriors of light. And you just don't remember. But you are powerful beings. And I can't wait for you to discover your abilities and who you are and more of you. Because you're remarkable and beautiful. And look at what you've gone through. Not everyone can be born on Earth, by the way, guys. You go on nasa.org and you look at how many galaxies there are. Trust me, there are many, many entities. Not everyone could be born here in a 3D planet. So you are special, whether you are a light worker, a starseed, a healer, a teacher, a spirit guide, an angel, a fairy, a dragon. You are so much more.
Yeah. Amazing. So, they can cut this out, or I will cut that out, and they can save and they can play every morning before they go to work, or to the office, or it's like, yes, on
Yeah.
Yes,
repeat,
yes,
on repeat. That's
absolutely.
amazing.
Absolutely.
So, Daniel, should we start with energy scan demos? Do you agree? Are we
Yeah, I think
ready?
we should with your,
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm totally ready.
Awesome. Isabel, thank you very much. You were absolutely amazing. Just stick around, witness this magic that will be happening now in next few minutes. So first of all, okay, I already have few people here. Okay, Maya Martinuc, let me see. Maya, are you here? If you're here, just post a comment. Hey, I'm here. But she's around somewhere, I know, because she wrote me. So would you mind doing energy scan for her about spiritual
Sure.
gifts, her purpose, her main lesson, and whatever comes up?
Okay, sure, sure. Let me just
Thank you.
settle in here and go ahead and share. Yeah. Hello, there she is. Okay. Hmm. That's so funny, the things that come through. Sometimes the way they come through, guys. So the first thing I get is you may or may not know this. I'm not sure, but you definitely, as a young, very young, like at 2 years old, like you had a sense of realization, like I did at times, like, wow, I kind of know everything. And you imagine a 2-year old that thinks they know everything. Well, that makes sense, right? I know better. So anyway, I got that feeling, like it just is that like ability to just really to be a knower is really strong inside of you. So my sense of you would be as far as like the path of that. Though, let me see more about that. Hmm. Yeah, in the beginning, it doesn't seem to it seems this kind of the energy smooth, but then as we get more into like probably when we went to school, there's not an outlet for that at at school, right? These gifts we have to be able to tune in and to be able to speak truth, and so I just see you in the classes, and I just feel like I get a sense of boredom, a sense of restlessness, a sense of um, maybe confusion too, like something about confusion. Let me see more. It's almost like you were looking at your teachers are like, they could, like, almost like, like better, like what they should be doing. Like, like, don't they realize this? So you're definitely someone that can be very strong in understanding like what would improve things and make things better. You've been that way your whole life, and you know it. It's a knowing. It's not just factual knowledge alone. It's a knowing. Just comes to you, the ideas, the solutions. Um, so other kids may not have always wanted to play with you because again, you tend to be. There's something about being advanced. I keep hearing you were advanced. So may have been intimidating. You may have been intimidating to some of the other kids. Yeah, and you also I hear bridger of worlds, so you're able to take like different elements, different people, different situations, and whatever it is, like you're able to bridge things together where things don't seem to fit. You're able to bring them together. You're able to see how they can work together where other people be like, oh, this is totally different than that. How could these two work together? Could be people, could be things, could be concepts, and you could see where the integration is. There's something about that. But there's something anyway. When I go through I'm going chakras now. So there is something about not being adequate enough. I feel that around your crown, um, and so yeah. So there's a fire inside you that burns to kind of prove yourself in a way. It feels like I feel that in your power center, your sacral especially, when it goes up into your power center. Yeah, but you can be a good leader. You can be a good leader to people because you can see what a plan is. You can see what needs to be done, what needs to be next. So you're a good manager, good leader. Yeah, I think you feel a lot of energy, don't you? I get a lot of feeling too with you. I get things maybe get overwhelming at times for you, like in the third eye. So yeah, so that can take you out, so to speak, um, put you on the sidelines energetically. Um, yeah, so I get like empathic overwhelm or something like that. Yeah. Um, you've got like all the psychic senses is what I get. Like again, you may not be fully in contact with 100% with all of them, but like you've got them going on. Um, and so yeah, your mission, your purpose, your gifts. We definitely been talking some gifts. Um, but yeah, that gives you an idea. I mean, I feel like you're here to help people see how things can work together. I think that is a core gift you have that's meant to be used. So these brief reads are a little tricky on big questions like your mission and your purpose, but um, yeah, how does it all work together? Um, this system and that system. So I got to leave it that general because I know we have more and more to do. So all
Perfect.
right. So we look
Thank
forward to hearing any
you.
feedback on that. Yeah.
Even though she already okay. Okay, this one. I told Anya I'm aware of myself since forever. Wow. So everything is
Totally.
pretty much on point. Yeah.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Isabel shared some
Okay.
stuff too.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Oh, Isabel. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
So, Manya, I just want to let you know I saw a woman in a dark dress, and you were carrying a wicker basket, and you were going into shops, and you had medicine, like small little bottles that you would give to the shopkeeper. You had a very strong knowing of healing and what medicine, but it felt like you held yourself back in that lifetime because um, you were kind of like hidden under society. So you weren't known, like they didn't give you recognition of your healing abilities and your medicines. But at the same time, they would take your healing abilities and medicine and you would kind of do it underneath the covers. You would kind of be kind of hidden in it. But you knew what to how to heal someone and create those medicines. So I don't know if you feel like you're holding yourself back and you're trying to go through society and not be known for your abilities, but that fear is coming from that lifetime.
Wow. Wow. Maya, you got a double gift. So Daniels and Isabel, thank you, Isabel. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank
Okay,
you, Isabel.
perfect.
That's great.
So, okay, Maya, wow, yeah. So if you want to know more, here's Daniel, here's Isabel. You can reach out. We will share contacts later, of course. And also, okay, now, Daniel, I wrote in private chat. Next one is Simona. I don't know if she's around. I don't see her now, but I know that she will be listening. So she is curious about her spiritual gifts.
Spiritual gifts, right? Okay. Great. Let's go ahead and tune into that. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. I got a lot of all kinds of images, all kinds of things coming through. Yeah, well, this is another person with the medicine energy too. I do. I see like the serpent and like the staff and everything. So, but you've got a unique. You're unique. You're a unique person. So we're all unique, but you got this very unique kind of vibe. Um, so uh, with you, it's more. I get more of I get this Octurian type of energy, which means you're you know, Isabel could talk for hours about this sort of stuff, but like I just give the download. But what it is for me is that you have a specific medicine you're here to bring that you're bringing from past lives, other iterations of yourself, other timelines, whatever. ET, yeah, all that stuff. But you're here to bring a specific sort of medicine and to help people to kind of to see through the veil, um, and also to experience their greater harmonic wholeness and wellness in their field. So I feel like for you, like you've been out of your body a lot in your lifetimes, and so you're being you're wanting to get anchored more into the body for more wellness, and then you're here to help others to do that as well. Like that's part of it. Like again, each guys again these quick reads again say like this is your full gig or something, but I'm just telling you what I'm getting for today. And but you're quick. You've got a quick intuition. You can quickly, kind of size up what's going on with people and describe that accurately with them. With maybe, even just intuitively, you'll know, but also from listening to people is how you would know too. Like you listen and right away you piece it together. You're able to see beyond what they're saying as well. So you got a real gift to that, and to come up with you're quick. I keep getting quick solutions, quick answers, and hold on. Yeah, I have like a laser. You do have that laser precision sort of gift to know what's going on with people. It's an uncanny intuition. with your spiritual gifts. You're definitely going to speak in tongues type of energy. I see that in you. Um, yeah, you're a channel. You're a healer type of person. I also am hearing scribe. There's just tons. We're trying to keep these a little brief though. So I better stop there because we got
This
Isabel.
is
May
amazing,
have
Daniel.
something to.
This is so cool because Simona, she was one of my mentees in my career empowerment program, and we went through some stuff, and I saw, I saw all that. Like, she is incredible, but she didn't really believe it. So I hope, like, this really short energy scan, will really, yeah, like, will really inspire her to do some research. Also maybe with you or with Isabel, with somebody else. But she is amazing. So,
I
Simona,
just want
if you
to
are
add
watching that,
one
Isabel,
thing.
sorry, we need to keep 5 minutes because otherwise it's gonna be too long. But I will connect you to her, okay? And you will be able to tell her everything because we don't want to be too long. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say one thing for her.
Okay,
Tell her to
okay.
look into sound frequency. That's it.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you very much. But definitely, she will. I'm pretty sure that she will reach out to you. So thank you for that. And next one is Boyana. Okay, Boyana is here, and I think that she is. Yeah, she was asking
Cool.
about purpose, spiritual gift, and main lesson. So thank you, Daniel.
Main lesson. Okay, let's do it. Somebody asked about the lessons. All right. Wow. Okay. So, huh. Wow. Okay. Just wow. All right. So I get you've got this like there's this like bright light that they're showing me inside of you is one of the things I'm noticing, and I sort of get the um, it's been awkward this life, right? Like you probably relate to that part of my story. I get like you're like kind of like a descended light being, like from other realms, right? Could be I want to say an angel. So anyway, I get this feeling of that energy, and then so what you're really would be really phenomenal at is really holding a space for people, and they just come into your presence, and they just feel more comfortable, more right away, like extra. We all can hold space, but like you have this magnetic pull where you're just automatically pulling out the disparate frequencies in people. It just automatic. It's like it goes into a black hole. Yeah, hopefully, if you're not taking it on, right? So we make sure that's not happening. Um, so that's a really phenomenal gift that you have. You have lots of angels, a big light team working with you to make it all possible. Where there's lessons, we'll get into that, but there's a heaviness where the energy in those lower chakras, especially, which is so common, the heaviness is there very much so. I get a sense of being confined. So if you do a session with Isabel, she'll probably take you a lifetime where you're suffocated or you're in a box or something. So, but I see feel this tight box. You're kind of bound up. So you might have been mummified. You know, something like that. I get something that's tight, and you're being wrapped up in multiple lifetimes. So you part of the perception you're going to have is like this lifetime is a trap in a sense, um, but yet you're meant to be here, right? So you're here to liberate people into the greater light that they are, basically, into that lightness, and it starts with you in part because you're not in your body, you're not in that lightness. It's heavy in those, especially those lower chakras. So your lesson is to impart is to embrace being the light here on this planet. Like I know it's a very general one, but that's again what's most strongly coming through this year.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So
Okay.
if Boyana is here, she can give some feedback on that. Um, Okay, 1 second. Then another one is Manuela. Here we go. Manuela, she wants to know
Okay.
about her purpose, like career-wise. What is she supposed to do,
Career.
career-wise? Yeah.
We should let you do the scan.
Yeah.
You want to
Oh,
chime?
well,
Maybe you're the
you can
person,
do the
probably,
scan,
right?
like you can do the scan, but then the practical steps, we can absolutely, I can help them too because I'm very, very practical. And
You do.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. But I can tune in. Okay, let's see. All right. Something about coming to me is math, like something fast with math. Um, okay, so that's the first thing that just popped in right away to share. Now, this again, don't be afraid of what comes through, guys. I'm going to share it anyway. What comes through. I get something about a lizard energy inside of you. So there's this like lizard energy. Let's take a look at that. So many negative connotations of that these days, right? But let me look into it. Okay, I'm not sure. We might come circle back to the lizard thing, but I'm going to go with what's hot right now, which is there is something inside you. There's a factor of something about I can get it done. I can get it done. I can get it done. So you're very you go past like the idea that you might not be able to figure something out. I guess is how it comes to me, and you just go to yeah, we can do this. Yeah, this can happen. This can work. So you come up with you're very solution focused ultimately. Very solution focused is what I'm getting. Very can be very practical minded, even handed comes to mind. Um, let's see for career. Okay, hold on. Just suggestions or thoughts around that. Something about it's definitely like an engineer kind of vibe. I don't I don't know that it's you may have studied engineering, but I get it more something about divine engineering. So let's see what that's about. Yeah, it's like I'm going to borrow Isabel's term. Like you could scan the soul field, right? And that's basically what I teach you to do. But you could scan that, and you could come up with kind of a game plan for people. Like, I mean, you could be a career counselor from the, intuitive psychic career counselor. I could see you being that person. But also, you can engineer like you can help people see like what things need to be in place for them to have more success in something or to have a more fulfilling life. So these are like pathways where you can have a great deal of satisfaction. In part, let's see the practical nature though. Let me look at that, see how that interacts with this though. Yeah, yeah, it should work just fine. You just you might need some validation and feedback that you're doing a good job. Because some of these things are a little intangible, and I'm guessing a little bit more tangible sometimes, and that bugs you. So yeah, you just need to be able to see some tangible results. They're saying so. Um, I think that covers it, doesn't it? She wanted to know primarily about that. I think.
Yeah. Amazing. She's
Yeah,
confirming
what
everything.
should enlighten her? Yeah, I think okay. What's yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions in there. I mean, I would just say, you have to double down, and again, I do teach this in the training. You have to double down on your confidence because you could be extremely confident, but I think you hesitate on that, even though you're solution focused. Like you need to bring on the confidence stronger. So that definitely would help you with everything, with all the things. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And the last one for today is I wrote you in a private chat as well. So Nina is asking about her star seed heritage. Nina Maiten. She will be watching replay, but she's around somewhere. So Starseed Heritage, if you can check that for her.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Again, we'll see, and maybe we'll let Isabel come in and share on this one for sure, because Starseed Heritage, definitely something I can tune into, but it's not my number one thing here. But I'll see what I get. This is the thing. I don't have to have direct knowledge of all this stuff.
Awesome.
I get more of the Age of Aquarius kind of vibe to start off with, just to start with there. Um, it's like peace, love, everyone type of vibe. It's pretty strong. Um, and just stay grounded here. Hold on. Okay. Definitely, if you feel more Palladian, out of the common ones, I definitely get that one more. Um, so, and how I see that with you is that, again, without being a big studier of all that stuff, is I just get, yeah, you definitely too would be more of that. You can be flexible and fluid and how you see things, and you know how to approach things would be part of it. And then but you do have an ability to be very direct, you're showing me, so very direct. But you can see things from multiple viewpoints, so you'll have a lot of compassion for people in different situations, because you can see what they've dealt with. You're empathic that way. So you can bring fire and steel, but you also are good. You have a natural water energy that smooths things out for people. Although you might be like, "Come on, let's go," like you bring it in a way that can be really received by people, without them thinking like you're being too strong around them. So that's a real gift. Um, yeah, I welcome any quick comments from Isabella on this too.
So I also picked up Palladians, and she's also from Lyria. So Nina,
Nice.
that the Lyrians had one of the first mystery schools in the multiverse. They look like sentient kitty cats. They have cat faces. So Thundercats was a cartoon back in the 80s. But the Lyrian energy is also very compassionate, open-hearted, but there is a warrior aspect to you. So that ninja warrior aspect might be expressed in your life, that you could be very forceful. So when he said that you can be direct, you could be very forceful with your blade. But you can also be very loving and compassionate. So if you feel like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? I feel like I could be so loving and kind, and yet I can like cut your neck. Like what? So that's the Lyrian energy. And they're also into rituals. They like ritualistic things. So if you have a routine that you really like, or you have to have a certain kind of sheets on your bed or certain towels or whatever that is, that's coming from that energy. And so that's great. So what?
Thank you, Isabel.
Nice. Thanks
Amazing,
for sharing.
amazing. So, yeah, I mean, this was incredible. Everyone who is still interested, to get similar information, like you can reach out to Daniel. Tomorrow, Daniel is having another call for his energy scan
Cool.
training preview. So I'm gonna put this banner. Here we go. And Daniel, you can tell a little bit more about it. Just yeah, just invite people
Yes.
in, because that's the point.
Sure. Yeah. During the energy scan training preview, I will, some of it will be a little repetitive, because I will tell my story again for the people that are new to me. But also from there, I'll get more in depth in terms of what I haven't even really talked about that much about the training. So I'll talk in depth about the training, what the benefits are, who it's for, who it serves best. And we didn't even talk about how it can build a healing coaching business and blow you up with leads, like some of the people that came into the last training And historically, like people getting 30, 50, 70, 80 leads at a time, right off the bat from this training, because energy scanning is something unique. Like people are like, whoa, that's curious. You guys are here because of that, right? So, and so many other, there's so many benefits. So I want to share all the benefits of, tapping in through energy scanning and how you can utilize that to benefit your life and the healing ascension process. Yeah, for all of us, and it's a big wellness field. So as we learn how to do this, we're able to just see ourselves better. And I see myself there too, right? Like with each person you scan, and how that moves everything forward during this time. And all the magic, like Isabel talked about magic, like yeah, it opens you up to your magic, the magic you have to manifest anything, to heal anything, to experience the expanded nature of who you are. And there's so much to it. So I've got a whole preview call to go through it and to do more energy scans. So if you're like, I want an energy scan, where's my energy scan? Come to the call tomorrow. I'll be doing more demos on that call.
Awesome. Yeah, so I would just like to add here something. So whoever, already knows me, whoever doesn't know me yet, I'm doing career empowerment sessions. So basically, what I really believe as an HR expert, yeah, I see like we are not only like physical beings, yeah, so basically it's not all about CV, but who we are as energy being, who we are as expert being, how are we thinking, what kind of mindset do we have, and what is our heart desire. So I'm really really good, like I'm one of the best, I'm seriously one of the best, how to integrate everything what Isabel said, what Daniel said, how to integrate that in your business, in your career, in very practical way. So yeah, this is me, like this is the host of this of this channel, for example, Free Spirit Human Capital, that's the company. But I'm, like you see, I really like to co-create stuff with other experts. So Daniel, you're an amazing, amazing, amazing friend, mentor, and a guide on this journey. So thank you very much again. And also, Isabel, would you be so kind where people can reach you? I mean, we are connected on LinkedIn, but yeah, what are your plans for the future? Where can they reach you? Where can they find you?
Yeah. So you can go to my website, attractingwisdom.com. You can book a discovery call. And because, believe it or not, I really only care about your ascension. I know I should care about your pain and trauma. But for me, if I can get you awakened, if I can get you connected to your spirit guides, all of that will fall into place. Because I really believe knowing who you are and feeling who you are, not just thinking it, but feeling it and seeing how beautiful and remarkable you are, to me, it's like the greatest gift I can give. And then if you still want to work with me and do the work that I do and become a healer, great. If not, great. I don't care. Let's just get you connected. I love what Daniel does. I love what he does because he's getting you connected. And I love what Anya's doing because she's getting you connected. So it doesn't matter how you get connected, just get connected.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I just want to say briefly, I just want to say real briefly, Anya is a genius. It's truly a true genius. Like she's extremely a genius, So she's going to be able to hook you up, and she's totally magical. So if you need the type of help that she provides, absolutely. And Isabel, I've gotten a couple of sessions with her, and it'll definitely make a shift for you. It's really powerful work that she does, and yeah, it's definitely something I would highly recommend as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love you. We love each other. So that's amazing. Well, everybody who's still watching, just let us know. Did you like this live? Would you like to have it more? Because we really, really enjoy doing that. And yeah, just keep in touch. Send us questions, send us your feedback, because we are not doing this only for ourselves. I mean, yeah, we are having fun, but we really care about you. Like, we really care about you. Isabel is trying to get you connected, and also activated. Daniel, with his energy scan. I really support that every single person on planet Earth, learns energy scan, because it's, in my opinion, it's the quickest and most efficient way to connect, to your divine gifts. Like, in my opinion, it's not an absolute truth, but I see it's the quickest way, because the training lasts for 2 days. I attend the training, and I would really recommend you to check it out. I would really recommend you. So, yay! Until next time in heart space. Where else? Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Everybody.